In this work, we introduce VArify, a visual analytics system for verifying knowledge-enhanced large language model responses in food science. Graph retrieval augmented generation, GraphRag, is a technique that uses knowledge graph to enhance the performance of large language models in question-answering tasks. However, GraphRag can still generate hallucinated responses, and it is challenging for users to verify the responses due to the complexity of the underlying knowledge graph and the large amount of evidence. To address these challenges, we design and develop VArify. The system is built upon Food Atlas, a large-scale food science knowledge graph that contains entities of food, chemical, and diseases and their relationships. To design the system, we first conduct a formative study to understand the challenges in verifying GraphRag responses and derive design requirements. The final design consists of two main parts: a regular knowledge-enhanced chatbot extended with a context summary panel, and a graph panel that visualizes the grounding evidence using a file directory-inspired layout. Next, we demonstrate the system with a case study. Alice, a nutritionist, asks in the chat panel, "What kinds of food are recommended for patients with heart disease?" The system first generates a context summary showing lists of retrieved entities and relationships. She notes some potential errors in the retrieved context. Fruits like pineapple and banana are not often considered to be bad for heart disease. It is also highly unlikely that no foods were found that contain chemicals good for heart disease. She clicks the checkbox to inspect the LLM's response, which seems correct, suggesting a discrepancy between retrieved context and LLM response. She begins to verify the retrieved context using the graph panel on the right. Alice first investigates why pineapples are considered bad for heart disease. Links between pineapple and other entities show that pineapple contains ozone, and ozone is positively correlated with pulmonary heart disease. Alice is surprised that pineapple contains ozone, as ozone does not naturally exist in foods. She checks the metadata card for pineapple and found the issue. The original paper text mentions that pineapple is treated with ozone, but this relationship is misrepresented in the knowledge graph as a contain relationship. She thus removes pineapple from the answer context by pressing the delete button at the top right corner. After some more investigation in the control panel showing the subqueries, Alice finds that the entity mapping for heart disease is incorrectly mapped to pulmonary heart disease, which explains why so few foods and chemicals were retrieved. She selects the entity heart diseases instead and removed subquery 2 to 4, which are irrelevant to her question. Finally, Alice clicks on the Requery with Changes button to apply her context updates and regenerate a new LLM answer. The system returns a new context summary and graph panel, which matches her expectation more. Seeing these, she has more trust in the LLM's response. We evaluate the system with a user study on 6 food science experts. The results show that the system received positive feedback on its usability and utility. Participants exhibit correct verification behaviors due to the cognitive forcing function design. They are able to clearly identify discrepancies between the LLM responses and the evidence, and they found numerous issues in the knowledge graph itself. We conclude with design opportunities for cognitive forcing functions, visualization as a nudge to mitigate cognitive biases, handling unknown unknowns in verification, supporting personalization of context grouping, and addressing the limitations of knowledge graphs. We hope our work raises more focus on human-centered verification approaches that empower users with greater agency.